The Horse Spring Formation is a big basin that had trapped lakes of various types east of Las Vegas. So this first picture, yes, that's my photo on Wikipedia. The length of my hike was 9 miles, and the upper part, the squiggly upper part, that's me walking through the Horse Spring Formation. All of the photos and videos, all of them are 100% Horse Spring Formation. Right in the middle of that mountain range, it doesn't show up very well, but you'll see that I circumnavigated it. The center part, that's Kaibab Permian limestone. It was upthrust. The arrow points to the crater feature. Is an erosional feature, and that's what the pictures and videos are of that crater. The blue line to the right, that's walking up, or the black line walking up Anniversary Mine Wash. There's another view of the hike from the back side looking towards Las Vegas. So on the right, that blue line is where I work down to the crater. Just another view of the hike looking towards the northeast. So the beginning of the blue line is where I parked. Okay, now here's that crater. See, it's elevated. I believe those resistant ridges are holding the material like a coffee cup. It is starting to break through the edges. See right there? And so it will eventually empty out. And then those resistant layers, they will end up being kind of a circular ridge like this. Right on. Another view of the crater looking towards the south after I worked my way over along Chert Ridge. That big ridge over to the right, the middle one, not the big high mountain, that's Chert Ridge. Now I'm pointing the camera towards Bowl of Fire. There's the parking lot where the mines people keep their stuff. You go in there, you'll get arrested. That's what they'll come rushing for, not if you're hiking. There's the old ghost town to the left. Just panning across to show what's there. I had to turn the volume down. The wind was starting. We're having a windstorm this morning, and I was up there right when it started. I was really being blasted by 40-mile-an-hour winds. There's a very nice view of Horse Spring Formation right there. The mine is there, dead center. They're mining borates and gypsum and stuff like that. Barely to the left, that was Anniversary Mine Slot Canyon. There it is, dead center on the Slot Canyon at the far end. The sand blow conduit, by the way, is up near there. It's on the right. See that reddish stuff to the right of the wash? That's where the sand blow conduit is. The biggest fossilized in the world, 6 feet across. Now I pan left to show the area. There, see that reddish on the right? That's where the sand blow is. That area in view now is heavy with gypsum. Even the red stuff is heavy with gypsum. Pure gypsum right there. I like pointing at the sun. Okay, now there's in the distance is bowl of fire. You can barely see. I'm right on the edge of it. But you see the sandstone, the red sandstone. And so what do you got on the back of it? The Rainbow Gardens member. Ubiquitous. It's everywhere. Okay, there it is again. See way across there? That's the first layer. Rainbow Gardens member. It's what coated the surface. The first layer of the Horse Spring Formation. Okay, I'm on the rim of the crater looking out into it. There's the rim. I'm standing on it. This is the interior of the crater. See, that crater is just the landscape, but it's been eroded around it, making it look circular. I'll walk over and see what that stuff is. Beautiful chert. Best chert I've ever seen. Oh boy, look at that. Here's some. That's pure agate. Absolutely beautiful. You know, but what do you do with it? You know, you have to haul it out, cut it, and, you know. This is the edge of the crater. I'm walking down the ravine right alongside the crater. Astonishing chert and agate in here. Best I've ever seen. Best I've ever seen by far. There I'm driving in, and there's the mountain range that I circumvented. That is Permian limestone with virgin limestone member riding on its back to the right. There's a close-up. The whitest stuff, that's virgin limestone. As the ocean was going away, those layers were laid down in only a few feet or inches of water. I'm walking up to Chert Ridge, and so that saddle, I'll call it Indian Chert saddle. Just another view of Chert Ridge viewing towards the east. Remember, it's circular, so you're looking only at one edge of kind of a circle. Algal, possibly sponge formations in very good limestone. Another view. Notice that white limestone? It's good limestone because the material that fed down, that laid it down, was washing down from the overthrust of the Kaibab limestone. Algal mat layers, which led to the chert. So that means that was a pretty well-established lake for a long period of time. Another view of the whatever it is. Another view of whatever they are. See, the white limestone, think of it like recycled. It washed down from the overthrust, which was the Permian limestone. Just a view of Indian Chert saddle is what I call it. I'm viewing across the crater. I'm up on the surface of the crater. Another view of the crater from the distance from the top of Chert Ridge, and there I worked over to the left. Before I went up to Chert Ridge, I was in the saddle. This is a picture of Rainbow Ravine, a great ravine to walk down or up. I took obviously several pictures of the crater from different angles for reference. This just shows the road that works down, and you can walk right into the so-called crater. You can drive into it. This is the farthest picture. I had worked all the way over to the edge of Chert Ridge and took this picture. There's the edge of the crater wall, showing that they're angled up, and it does kind of hold the material like a coffee cup, like the edges of a coffee cup. I call it coffee cup crater. This is the entrance to the Chert Ravine. If you were walking from the highway up the wash, this is the entrance to it. It comes out, by the way, on the top of the crater. A picture of anniversary mine, about 100 years old for reference. Ghost Town is right there in the foreground. Anniversary mine. That's where they worked it. The mines were down below. I don't know why they put the stuff way up on top. Incredible, maybe 300-pound block of beautiful agate chert, greens, blues. These are the equivalent of Chert Ridge. The same thing. It's limestone mixed with chert that's resistant. They're vertically pushed up, and so the stuff wears away and leaves the ridges standing. There's some very nice pink rose quartz chert all over, everywhere in the photo, not just that pile of rocks. This is starting from the parking place. That's an imprint of the Moenkopi surface that the Rainbow Gardens washed down on, the first layer of the Horse Spring Formation. So see, it left a perfect imprint because the Moenkopi got washed away from below it. And so you can view there's probably tracks there. A better view showing the little tiny ravines of the eroded surface that existed. It had eroded for a long time before the Rainbow Gardens laid down the first member, the Rainbow Gardens conglomerate. There's Rainbow Gardens conglomerate on the left, and on the background on the right. It was the first layer that got washed down. It covered everything. Ripples to show that the Horse Spring Formation was in fact lakes, and shallow lakes with 2 or 3 inches deep at times, and wind blowing, forming the ripples. The ripples are all over within it. Chertized, agatized stromatolite from within the Horse Spring Formation. The stromatolites, given the right setting, will turn into agate and chert. More ripples. I'm walking down the wash now, heading back towards the highway. Level wash or anniversary mine wash. More ripples intermixed with some volcanic ash that fell in the water. At times it's green, zeolite. This is just a Google Earth picture showing the mountain range that I circumvented. That picture really isn't supposed to be in there. I finally figured out these are the final layers of the Horse Spring Formation, showing that the Colorado River had broken through and it was starting to drain the area. That's why these big mud and gravel flows. A general view looking towards Anniversary Mine, Slot Canyon, dead center. That's the Slot Canyon, dead center of the photo in the background. Closer up of Slot Canyon, on the right, that reddish, that's where the sand blow conduit is. Spook Hill, which is the final layers that got washed down of the Horse Spring Formation. Those are the final last layers because everything was now draining into the Colorado River, which then ended the basin of landlocked lakes. Spook Hill, closer up. I'm walking up on it. Just some yellow volcanic gases, yellow stuff from volcanic gases that permeated through the area. That's the entrance to Rainbow Ravine. The left of the yellow, you walk right up there and you come out on Indian Saddle. Just another view of the yellow, kind of out of context, but doesn't make any difference. I'm walking back towards the highway. When you're at this area of the yellow, you can see and hear cars. Zeolite. Zeolite is aluminum-rich volcanic ash that fell into or was washed into alkaline water, which forms green zeolite. More zeolite. It erodes and undercuts. Because of the zeolite, I think that's why that canyon got established, is it worked its way down through the zeolite, which it could wear through. Very good picture of zeolite, if I do say so. Zeolite in limestone. More zeolite. It's also zeolite on the left, not just the pure green. I came out on the highway as it was getting dark, and it was a long walk to get back to the van. By the time I got back there, it was completely dark.